Fish is an important part of the Filipino dinner table. It is a traditional and affordable source of protein. But, despite its seeming abundance, fish comes from a dwindling resource that could be gone forever if we do not move now to protect and conserve it. As the Filipino population grows, so too does the demand for fish and other aquatic products. With more than 7,000 islands, the Philippines is blessed with one of the world's richest marine biodiversities. Its territorial water, including the exclusive economic zone, encompasses approximately 2.2 million square kilometers. However, years of abuse and uncontrolled exploitation of the country's marine resources, exacerbated by pollution, have dramatically reduced the bounty the seas can offer. Recognizing the need to strike a delicate balance between food production and conservation, the government has stepped up its efforts to control destructive fishing practices through intensified coastal resource management program while finding ways to improve fish production technologies and seek alternative livelihood for affected fisherfolks. The Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, or the BFAR, is at the forefront of this painstaking process. A line agency of the Department of Agriculture, it is tasked with modernizing our country's fishing industry and assuring sustainable production while making sure that our fisheries and aquatic resources are conserved and protected not only for this generation but also for the generations to come. BFAR is present in all parts of the country through its 16 regional offices, 8 national technology centers, and 7 regional fisheries training centers. The Bureau also maintains in its national office in Quezon City 11 fully functional divisions that readily provide fishery-related services and expertise, control and regulate the fishing industry, and implement government policies related to fisheries. BFAR takes an active role in the areas of international cooperation and has participated in formulating international policies on fisheries. It maintains linkages with its international counterparts through various forums and conferences that address wide-ranging fisheries issues and concerns. Its participation in programs and projects of international institutions has so far made positive impact on the local and international fisheries sectors. The Philippines is one of the world's top fish producers. The local fishing industry has significantly contributed to the country's economy and food security. It also provided livelihood to a substantial segment of our society. Fish production has been increasing significantly at the turn of the second millennium. For the first time in the history of Philippine fisheries, production hit 2 milestones, the 3 million metric ton mark in 2001 and the 4 million metric ton mark in 2005. The fisheries sector has become the main growth engine of the country's agriculture sector, with aquaculture providing the biggest contribution. To sustain this development, BFAR continues to formulate and implement integrated and far-reaching strategies, as can be seen in the development roadmaps for bangus, tilapia, and seaweed. These roadmaps had been developed in consultation with the industry stakeholders. Bangus is an important food fish in the Philippines. Under the Philippine Bangus Development Program implemented by the BFAR's National Integrated Fisheries Technology Development Center in Dagupan City, central and satellite hatcheries are being established all over the land to produce quality bangus fry. BFAR also has been training participants in the new breeding protocol. Eventually, these strategies would assure quality bangus fry stock year-round. Tilapia is another important fish cultured in the Philippines. It is referred to as the aquatic chicken because it is cheap and is a favorite of the masses. The Philippines has the only tilapia gene bank in the world, located at the National Freshwater Fisheries Technology Center in Muñoz, Nueva Ecija. The center is home of the world-renowned gift for genetically improved farmed tilapia, which was developed by a group of local and foreign scientists. Working further on this strain, BFAR experts had developed the Get Excel tilapia that is more disease-resistant, tastes better, and grows faster than its predecessor. The promotion of this new variety has increased local tilapia growers' production from 3 to 4 croppings a year. In addition, the distribution of quality fingerlings had been intensified with the establishment of central and satellite hatcheries in strategic areas nationwide, alongside the accreditation of private satellite hatcheries. Also, different strains of tilapia have been developed to suit various environmental conditions. Saline-tolerant tilapia for propagation in brackish waters and cold-tolerant tilapia for upland cultivation. Red tilapia is now available as a high-value fish crop. Recognizing the big demand of tilapia fillet in the world market, BFAR is developing northern Mindanao as a tilapia fillet production center with the establishment of a modern processing plant in the area. These interventions have increased the numbers of tilapia farms in the country, boosting production tenfold. Seaweed cultivation began as an alternative livelihood in the 1980s, but has developed into a sunshine industry. Currently, the Philippines is the world's premier producer of carrageenan, a byproduct of seaweeds used in the manufacture of various food products, cosmetics, and pharmaceuticals. The country ranks number 2 in raw seaweed production, next to China. Realizing the untapped potential of other coastal waters in the country for seaweed production, BFAR has intensified the establishment of seaweed nurseries in key areas of the land. The strategy is to introduce seaweed farming to non-traditional areas as alternative livelihood for fisherfolk. Now we can see seaweed farms in Pangasinan and the Ilocos region, where before seaweed was only exclusively grown in Muslim Mindanao. Post-harvest facilities such as solar dryers and stilt dryers have been built to minimize post-harvest losses. The BFAR Seaweed Center in Sorsogon operates a pilot semi-processing plant and conducts R&D and pilot testing of products derived from the seaweeds. BFAR's commodity roadmaps help ensure the viability and sustainability of the bangus, tilapia, and seaweed industries while conserving the environment. More important is, these strategies have weaned many fishermen from catching fish, thereby giving the overexploited sea the needed respite, from fish hunting to fish farming. The country's vast resources hold great opportunities for the fisheries sector. BFAR has adopted innovative production strategies for the country's marine resources. An exciting new concept in aquaculture is the Mariculture Park. In this concept, the government, in partnership with local government units and local stakeholders, select an ideal site in the coastal waters to put up a mariculture park or zone. Here, the government constructs a communal storm-resistant mooring system and boundary markers and subdivide the area into individual farm plots for fish cage operations. All the locators or the investors like fisherfolk cooperatives, small and medium enterprises, as well as private individuals have to do is to hook up their cages in the mooring system and proceed in fish culture. bangus, saline tilapia, and high-value species like sea bass, lapu-lapu, pampano, talakitok, and siganids can be cultured in the mariculture park using efficient fish cage technology. Environmentally sound technologies for the sea farming of abalone, sea cucumber, and sea urchins are being taught by BFAR to coastal fisherfolk. This will spur the development of this industry and increase the shellfish supply while giving the fisherfolk a sustainable source of income. At the moment, the farming of these species are being field tested in selected mariculture parks. BFAR provides the technology training to interested investors and capability building among the fisherfolk and local government units to ensure the proper management and efficiency of the system. The efficient use of wastelands for fish farming is an idea long in coming. BFAR's strategy is geared towards presenting livelihood opportunities to marginalized sectors by turning laharlands, sunken or flooded areas, mountainous areas, and marshlands into more productive aquaculture areas. The fish terraces and dams in the mountain provinces are now producing tilapia, carp, silver perch, and dojo for the local highland folks, and thus increase the fish protein intake of the people in the landlocked region. BFAR also takes a lead role in developing the country's inland resources such as the lakes, rivers, reservoirs, and small water impoundments. These water bodies have great potentials for fishery development. BFAR continues to improve and develop breeding and grow-out protocols as well as promote environment-friendly farming systems and best aquaculture practices for high-value fish and other aquatic species. Silver perch, a high-priced tasty fish from Australia, can now be cultured in freshwater ponds in the warm lowlands or the cold waters of the mountains. The fast-growing fish could grow up to 8 kilograms. Dojo, an eel-like fish introduced by Japanese soldiers in 1942 in the Cordilleras, is now ready for culture in upland and lowland waters. Dojo fry are now available at the BFAR Center in Dagupan City. The production of Penaeus monodon or sugpo had dramatically improved with the establishment of modern diagnostic fish health centers. Specific pathogen-free and specific pathogen-resistant broodstocks of Lithopenaeus vanameae or Pacific white shrimp had been bred successfully. Commercial breeding and grow-out of Macrobrachium rosenbergi or ulang had been perfected, making post-larvae available all year round to breeders. This high-value crop can be raised singly, integrated with palay, or raised with other species. Mud crabs are now grown and fattened in the environment-friendly Aquasilvi system. In partnership with the private sector, BFAR has come up with the Ornamental Fish Industry Medium-Term Plan to promote the propagation of various high-value species for local sale and eventually for export. Polyculture systems of different fish and aquatic organisms is being promoted to increase incomes of fish farmers. In freshwater ponds, tilapia could be raised in tandem with fast-growing carp, while in brackish water ponds, high-value species like sea bass, lapu-lapu, and prawn could be grown together with bangus. In the field of commercial or offshore fishing, BFAR continues to seek and identify potentially rich fishing grounds through its oceanographic vessel, the MV DA BFAR, particularly on the Pacific side of the country, to encourage commercial fishers to venture to offshore fishing and leave municipal waters to small fisherfolk. Environmentally sound fishing practices such as those recommended under the Tuna Productivity Enhancement Project in Davao Gulf are being encouraged. BFAR has partnered with a cooperative of small-scale and medium-scale commercial fishing vessels using only the traditional handline or hook and line gear in catching tuna in the network of payaos, or fish aggregating device that attract pelagic or surface-dwelling fishes. BFAR continues to work with local stakeholders through organizing efforts, trainings, and information dissemination. It also provides technical assistance, marketing support, and credit sourcing for livelihood programs. BFAR's national training centers are invaluable in conducting technology verifications and development, spreading new technologies, and providing training to people in the fisheries sector. The Bureau's collaborations with academic research institutions have resulted in useful discoveries and outputs that have benefited the fisheries sector. Technologies and practices developed under BFAR auspices are validated and showcased in demo projects and demo farms before these are endorsed to the public. Transfer of these technologies and practices are undertaken through hands-on training of beneficiaries. Equally important in disseminating information on technologies, developments, and advocacy programs is the ISDA Caravan, a roadshow that brings fisheries experts to conduct trainings and dialogues with fisherfolk. BFAR and partner groups are also given an opportunity to gain insights into what is actually happening in the field. BFAR's regional fisheries training centers deliver relevant and quality training opportunities to fisherfolk, farmers, and local officials on capability building, sustainable livelihood, and resource management and conservation. The Fisheries Information Management Center, or FIMC, maintains the BFAR website. FIMC is responsible for rolling out the Philippine Fisheries Information System, or PhilFIS, a fisheries database designed to facilitate the collection, processing, and timely delivery of relevant and accurate information. A critical part of BFAR's development programs is the nationwide market assistance to small and medium-scale fish entrepreneurs through regular trade fairs and exhibits, where important linkages between entrepreneurs and potential clients are established. BFAR has also trained cooperatives to sell directly to markets. BFAR likewise conducts regular dialogues, meetings, and conferences to highlight important fisheries issues, events, and discoveries. This way, all parties are updated on industry developments and situations. The conservation of the country's marine resources, as well as coastal and inland waters, cannot be sustained without BFAR's regulatory functions. The BFAR, through special projects such as the Fisheries Resource Management Project, or FRMP, has focused efforts to simultaneously address the issues of fisheries depletion and persistent poverty among municipal fisherfolk. The rehabilitation of coastal resources has been spurred with the designation of some areas in the municipal waters as fish sanctuaries, vis-a-vis strengthening of the capacity of local governments and the stakeholders. Further, fisherfolk who have taken an active stand on the protection of their coastal resources have been organized into self-reliant community groups, promoting micro-enterprises and supporting mariculture development. Technical support to sustain these initiatives has since been mainstreamed into the Bureau's regular functions after a comprehensive capability building program for resource managers at all levels. One of the more important milestones for the fisheries sector is the signing of Republic Act 8550, otherwise known as the Fisheries Code of 1998. The law reverted back the Bureau from a staff to a line agency. It has also mandated the creation of the Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Management Council, or Farm C. Composed mostly of fisher folks, Farm C is an advisory and recommendatory body in the formulation of national fisheries policy. Today, this body is translated to the local setting with the organization of municipal and barangay Farm Cs. These organizations have helped spread the good news of the benefits of protecting and conserving their marine resources. Many have even volunteered to help police their waters from poachers and harmful fishing activities. More and more municipal fisherfolk have turned to alternative livelihood programs and have thus refrained from destructive fishing practices. In 2005, national and regional Farm C leaders traded places with BFAR regional and national directors for a month. This offered both parties invaluable insights and better understanding of each other's worlds. Local Farm Cs have become valuable force multipliers both on the ground and at sea for BFAR. Farm C, in effect, has become a perfect example of a typical and working people empowerment. Furthermore, BFAR with concerned government agencies has put up stringent controls to curb illegal fishing, prevent commercial fishing encroachment in municipal waters through monitoring control and surveillance. Also, modern patrol vessels equipped with a much-needed communications and global positioning system, or GPS, equipment had been provided to LGUs and other law enforcement agencies. Mechanisms for regulating the fishing industry through judicious licensing and issuance of permits are also constantly reviewed for effectiveness. The stringent standards required by the export markets have led to the adoption of the Hazard Analysis of Critical Control Points Management System to address food safety issues. It has also led to the drafting of the Code of Practice for Sustainable Aquaculture, which ensures food safety from the pond to the table. This has also improved our standing in the global market. BFAR also performs exhaustive tests on seafood products through the Red Tide, fish health, and diagnostic laboratories to ensure that they are safe and edible. BFAR formulates policy guided by existing laws, field experience, scientific validation, and consultation with concerned government agencies and stakeholders. These policies are implemented through fisheries administrative orders that are formulated through feedback from the various industries, regional offices, and more importantly, from people on the ground. Continuous dialogue, feedback from the field, and ongoing experience help the BFAR in its implementation of the Fisheries Code and even sets the stage for possible amendments. The Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources is working towards a modern fishing industry that is highly productive, environment-friendly, sustainable, and equitable to all its stakeholders.